The March 19th patch just dropped for Season 2 Reloaded Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and I have all the working glitches for you guys. I have a ton of updated videos, so if you appreciate details like that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you for 16,000 subs. I'm almost to 17,000. I'm a small-time YouTuber and would appreciate your support. And secondly, at the bottom of the video, you're going to find video chapters. This cool little feature allows you to scroll through. I have to go through manually and set these times so that you guys can scroll through and watch the glitches that you're interested in and skip over the ones you aren't. So if you appreciate this video, like and subscribe and enjoy. What's going on, guys? Wesley here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the Tombstone duplication glitch in Season 2 Reloaded. Now, with today's video, I'm hoping to answer all of your questions with the Tombstone duplication glitch. I guarantee you guys that if you do exactly what I do, it will work on all platforms every single time so that you can bring in all of the rare items that you want into the game while keeping your insured weapon, your lethals, your tacticals, and everything else. I will be showing you the 3 most popular routes to do the Tombstone duplication glitch. Now, people are very opinionated about these routes. It's actually kind of funny. I'm going to be showing you guys the actual data on it, because what would a video of mine be without all the most up-to-date information that I can find right this second? So if there's any other updates, I will put out another video, but just know this is the most efficient way to do the Tombstone duplication glitch, and it works every single time. I'm also curious, where are your stash limits at? Mine's at 70. I was at 99 by the last video. It's been less than a week and I've already minus 20, so I'm going to run out very soon. I'm curious where yours are at. Make sure you comment that down below, but let's get into the video. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously break down your existing tombstone. That's not a requirement, but I always say it is because I want you to grab all of the rarest items and set up your rucksack to the best of your abilities. So once you have all the items that you want to duplicate, you're going to want to make sure that you have either 3,000 essence or 1,000 essence, as well as tombstone soda. So I already had a tombstone soda can. You always want to make sure that you have it in your large rucksack. That will save you 2,000 essence every single game, so make sure you do that. Also, just a footnote, if this is your first time doing the tombstone glitch or you don't currently have one, put the tombstone soda in your large rucksack and then go do a mission and purchase tombstone before you actually do the glitch, right? That way when you extract, you'll extract with that duplicated one, and then you'll have a backup each time. That's why I had a tombstone soda as well as an extra one left over at the start of this game. So let's get into the 3 methods or paths that you can actually do this glitch with, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that most efficient. So the first method I'm going to be showing you guys is very simple to do. You only have to do a couple of mantles. However, it is very close to the edge of the map, and it's very easy for newcomers or just simply people who just want to chill and play the game very easily. So number 23 here is the one that we will be using. You can review the code and pause the video if you need to, but it's located in the southeast corner of the map. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this portal and just simply walk through it to do a demonstration for you guys. When you come through this portal, you will run for the edge of the map. You are aiming for the out of bounds line, and you want to go there as fast as possible. Now, I actually analyzed the distance between the spot and the edge, and so you can see here it's about 70 meters to the edge. So we're going to compare all of these real quick, and it'll only take a couple of minutes to actually do so. But if you actually exit over to the left here, I would say it's more about 66, because as long as you're not impeded, right, I could run straight into that marker, and I would actually be able to do so, right? Obviously mantling some stuff in the meantime. But the second method I'm going to be showing you guys is my personal favorite. So number 24 here, actually right north of that location, is what I like to use and what a lot of people like to use. But the third method, in my opinion, is the most popular, but this is my personal favorite. So let's actually enter that code now. So once I've entered that code, I'm obviously going to go through the portal. I'm going to purchase it. And so here's why it's my favorite method. So first of all, you spawn at the top of a water tower. Now it's important to remember that you need to have quick reflexes for this one, in my opinion, for it to actually be worth the time. But sometimes also below, just as a heads up, you can get a mercenary camp literally on top of this thing. Like, they're all on the ground around you. So what you want to do in this method is you turn right immediately, pull your parachute as soon as you can, and hold forward so that you've fly towards the edge of the map. And you actually get there much quicker, because if you think about it, if I'm walking to the edge of a map versus flying with your parachute is obviously faster. So here I am using this for the dark ether duplication glitch, which you can find in the description down below. You can see I do get a mercenary camp here, but I'm able to fly to the edge of the map before they even notice me, and then I just simply run out of bounds, right? So let's go over the third method and see how that compares. So this is the most popular method. It is number 19 here, and is located on the southwest corner of the map. It is right by the water. This is a beach location, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and enter this code now, and let's check out how good it really is. So once you made it through on this one, you want to turn right and sprint straight. That's it. This is one of the simplest methods, and it's the most popular for a reason. It is very, very direct and very easy to do. You'll notice it's 70 meters away, but that first method that I showed you had 2 manuals. Now, I haven't really obviously tested timing and stuff. I didn't take out a stopwatch or anything like that as far as the method 1 versus this method, because remember, they're about the same amount of distance. The other method's actually 4 meters less whenever you account for the shortest distance, but there's 2 manuals, so I haven't actually tested if that's slower than a full sprint with energy, right? So I couldn't tell you for sure, but what I can tell you is that method 3 as well as method 2 are my 2 personal favorites. Now this portion of the video is completely dedicated to doing the tombstone duplication glitch efficiently. I'm going to show you guys, if you have trouble with timing, make sure that you watch this portion of the video. I'm going to go through all of the steps now so that you don't have any issues, as well as maybe some of you guys who do it well, maybe you'll improve a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and enter number 24, my personal favorite code. You want to turn your back to the portal and purchase as you mantle over. Now on console, again, you're going to have to hold the use button to actually do it. So what I would suggest is that you hold it and then mantle. So follow the path that I do. This is my personal favorite path. You can also go up the stairs, it's slightly faster, but before you touch the bad signal portal here where that timer shows up on the left, you don't actually have that much about timing to worry about. A lot of people don't have issues with that. The portal will stay open for almost an entire minute, but once you go ahead and activate the dark ether rift, I completely messed up here. Just as an example of how late that you can be, watch how the portal stays open for me. So what you want to do is follow the path that I did back, and make sure you climb up the stairs, cut over just like this. That'll save you about half a second, and run through the portal. Now this is my personal favorite spot. Again, jump off, use your parachute, make your way to the edge of the map. Now on PC you can accept at 1 second, but on console, again, you're gonna have to hold the button, so be careful whenever you're doing that. I would suggest accepting the vote on console whenever you switch from 2 to 1. Now comes for the most important part. So this is going to be how you keep your insured weapon. So what you're going to want to do is you want to enter exactly at 6 seconds. I suggest getting all the way to the edge right before it triggers, and then sprinting in whenever it hits 7. You can see here, it takes me about a full second to get to the edge. It immediately turns to 6, and at that point you are good from that timing perspective. The last step to this glitch is very easy, but there is a specific place I want you to quit on all platforms. It is very simple. So you're going to see eliminated. A lot of people on console quit then. I don't suggest that. I suggest that you quit as soon as this dark ether zombies symbol shows up at the top left. That is your signal. You can wait a full second in between actually quitting versus, doing it immediately when you see it. It doesn't matter. That portion of the timing is not hard to hit. The 6 seconds is the most important portion, okay? So remember that if you are watching this video, hit the 6 seconds. Now, if you hit 5 or 7, you'll still get your items, but sometimes you will lose your weapons. It all depends. Remember how long a second actually is, guys. And when you're getting down to 1 second versus another being too long or too short, just keep in mind, yes, if you miss this by half a second or a full second or whatever, if you see 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever, you may actually lose your weapon. But you shouldn't lose any of your items as long as you see the eliminated symbol. Now, depending if you're on console or a PC, you just need to force quit the game. You can look that up on your respective consoles. On PC, it's obviously just Alt F4, but when you come back in, you're going to have your insured weapon, your lethal, your tacticals, your field upgrade, as well as all of the items that you intended to originally duplicate. So that's pretty much it, guys. Now, when you go back into the game, just remember your tombstone will be at the graveyard, and you can repeat this over and over again, share items with your friends, and enjoy. If you have any questions, leave them down below, but thank you. The new Dark Aether is out with Season 2 Reloaded, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to do the new Tombstone duplication glitch through the Dark Aether as a solo player or as a team. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to duplicate your Elder Sigils so you can grind this out. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if it was helpful. Let's get into it. Now with this new Dark Aether glitch, you are going to be able to extract all of the schematics that you want from the Dark Aether. There's a ton of rare items and rare loot in general that you can get from the Dark Aether. It's important to keep in mind a couple of things though. Number one, there's a bit of high requirements for this. You need to complete the latest Easter egg, which I will put out a video on soon. Make sure first of all that you destroy your existing tombstone. This is very, very important because what you're going to do is you're going to create another one just like you do with the normal tombstone duplication, except we're going to make a few modifications to it. Also, this will be a little bit difficult for some of you to do, so I highly suggest that you practice. We will go over it in a minute. I will have raw footage for you guys so that you can actually physically watch me do this glitch. It will be as little modified as possible so that you guys can actually rewatch it and learn what the timing is. So let's get into it. So first of all, you're going to need an upgraded Scorcher. So you don't have to get it to level 3. I did this with a Pack-a-Punch level 1 Scorcher. Let's get that upgraded and let's make our way over to the portal. Now there's a required setup and there's also a recommended setup. I'm going to go over both of those with you now. Number one, the requirements for this glitch are pretty obvious. You're going to need an upgraded Scorcher, like I said, as well as an Elder Sigil and whatever items that you want to bring through the Dark Aether. What's going to happen is you're going to duplicate those items so that you can both use them in the Dark Aether as well as have them when you're back in game. But make sure that you have 2 Scorcher cases if you want to keep a Scorcher in your future tombstone. The reason why I say this is obvious. It's because you have to actually use a Scorcher for this version of the Tombstone duplication glitch. For the recommended setup, I just highly suggest that you guys go decked out. So make sure that you have gold armor plates, a large vest, Pack-a-Punch level 3 weapons, things of that nature. Now the real difficulty for this glitch is going to come with timing. A lot of you are going to have difficulty with this if you had trouble with the solo tombstone duplication glitch. However, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this and do it correctly. So you'll see here, I'm doing a dry run. I highly suggest that you do it because when you put in your Elder Sigil, if you do not accept the invite, then you will not use the Elder Sigil. So I actually ran all the way over here. I fired my Scorcher and tested it out. I was able to get to the portal around 8 seconds, which is plenty of time. Generally speaking, if you can get there with about 6 or 7 seconds left of you entering the portal, like you are literally being teleported at 6 or 7 seconds left on the vote counter, then you should be good. Alright, so let's go over the timing for this glitch. So you're going to see here I'm firing my Scorcher up in the air twice. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do the Superman glitch properly for this glitch because you're not going to do it the typical way. However, once you get used to it, it will be very easy and you can duplicate items into the Dark Aether. So you're going to see this is not my dry run. This is 100% legit. So this is the actual footage of me doing the glitch this morning. So let's watch here. I'm going to play this in slow-mo just to show you guys exactly how to do it. So let's replay that footage. And what's going to happen is you're going to fire the Scorcher up in the air twice, fully charged. You're just going to hold the button until it fires twice. Very easy there. Then once you get to the apex or the top, you're going to pull your parachute and immediately cut it. Lastly, you're going to hold forward and charge your Scorcher up to 80%. All you're doing here is reactivating the Superman motion. You see right here, when you're falling out of the sky, just like you do in Warzone, what you're going to do is just make sure that you trigger that again. Now, you don't need to do it anymore. You don't need to do it twice, 3 times. The distance between each portal, you only need to do it once. So you're going to see me do it here again. I'm going to fire fully twice, pull and cut, and then I'm going to hold forward while I fire up to 80%. Now 80% is relative, anywhere around there should be good. And what you're going to notice is you're going to fall very, very short, but you're going to fly directly into it. So you can see here I do that, boom, I kind of mess up with the extra parachute there, and you are through the portal. Now you're going to notice here I get through at about 8 seconds, just like I was talking about before. And if you get there around that time, you get to this wall around that time during your dry runs, consider yourself good to go. Now for the portal, it's important to remember that it costs 1,000 essence. Now I highly suggest that you use code number 24 here. This will send you to the eastern side of the map. You can see it there. You can also use code number 19 though. A lot of people do use that one. That's the one that's by the beach or by the water. That's very, very easy to do. I highly suggest one or the other there. I don't suggest that you use number 7. That one takes a little bit longer. Number 24 can have a mercenary camp that shows up pretty much right on top of it. However, you show up on top of a water tower, you will see that in a second, and you can just float your way to the edge of the map. So going over this location, what you want to do for this one is you want to turn right immediately, jump off, and pull your parachute. Now, what this allows you to do is you save about a second or two by flying towards the edge. You're going to notice that the timer is almost out there on the left, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up my menu. Now on PC, you can accept at 1 second because you don't have to hold the button to vote yes. However, on Xbox or PS5, I suggest that as it's switching from 2 to 1 is when you're holding it. You're going to have slightly less time. So go ahead and accept. And what I suggest for timing this perfectly is when it hits 7 seconds, start sprinting into the edge. And what's going to happen is if you enter at exactly 6 seconds while the 6 is still up, you are highly likely to keep your weapons. Every single time that I've done this, I have kept all of my weapons, my Aether blade, everything like that. So not only will you be able to extract with schematics, keep your tombstone, you'll also be able to keep all of your weapons. Now with this glitch, you don't have to close the game. No one needs to close the game regardless if you're doing it solo or with a team. But you're going to notice right here behind where you spawn at, there's actually an exfil location hidden off. So if you want to practice this glitch and just keep duplicating elder sigils, then you will be able to repeat this glitch over and over again for practice. I highly suggest that you do this if you have time on your hands, because what this will allow you to do is get the timing down, and then you can just start farming those schematics. So it's very, very easy to do. That is the location of it, and when you go to extract, any of your schematics will obviously count because you are using a typical extraction method, right? And otherwise your tombstone will be in the main map. So that's about it for the solo version. Let's go over how you would do it as a team. So the rules change depending on how many players actually want to do this glitch. So I'm going to re-roll this footage and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how you can do this as a team. But let me explain what I mean here. So if only one player on the team wants to actually do the tombstone duplication glitch through the dark ether, then they simply need to make sure that they step out at the 6 second mark whenever the portal is accepted. Just like you saw before, you can rewatch that film if you want to do that. But say that you have multiple players who want to do this glitch. What you're going to want to do there is have every single player queue up their yes vote. So for example, you'll see on the left here, it should say 1 vote needed. All right, so everyone should vote except for the actual player who is doing this portion of the glitch. So just make sure that you have 1 vote left, or however many votes that you can have minimum before it actually triggers the timer. 1 player is going to need to do this portion of the glitch. So you'll see here, this is my dry run, and I'll also show you guys the full run in a second. But 1 player is going to have to do this regardless. However, every single player does not have to do this. What they need to do is go ahead and teleport or get to the edge of the map and get ready to step out at 6 seconds. That's the portion of the glitch that they need to do. So literally only 1 player actually needs to do the flying glitch and everything like that, do the difficult part of this. The rest of the players can literally just sit on the edge of the map and step out at 6 seconds. And as long as each player who wants to actually do the tombstone glitch both has tombstone, is at the edge of the map, and steps out at 6 seconds, you are good to go. You don't have to close the game like I said before. All this glitch does is allows you to actually set a tombstone while going into the dark ether, keeping your weapons, allowing you to extract with those highly sought after new schematics. Showing you guys the updated method for the unlimited essence glitch. Now in this video, I'm not only going to outline a new method in order for you to gain the essence in order to duplicate, I'm also going to show you the most efficient way that you can actually duplicate, allowing you to save time buying tombstone and how you do this actual glitch. Now, if we can, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video. Let's see if we can get this video up to 100 likes. I took so long to record this content because I wanted to make sure I had every single video angle and I could explain every single thing to you guys. So let's get into this glitch now. Now, jumping right into things, I want to make sure that you guys are prepared and that no one makes any mistakes, because I've noticed a lot of people have trouble with either the Tombstone duplication glitch or the unlimited essence glitch. Now, I'm going to explain to you exactly what you need to do step by step real quick. It will not take that long, but I guarantee you that this method and the way that I do things is faster than the way that you're doing it right now. So let's get into it. Now, as for the requirements to this glitch, I'm going to list them out here now, and some of these aren't absolutely required, but I'm listing them all as requirements because this video is on the fastest method for unlimited essence. Now, once you've gathered all of those items on at least one player, you can do this just for one player and someone else can go around the map just doing whatever they want, or just hang out and sit around like my alt account. You're going to want to make your way over to tier 3. Now, I suggest that you have at least a Pack-a-Punch level 1 Scorcher. That way you can do the Superman glitch. Some people call it a feature. The point is that you can fast travel around the map very, very quickly. And what you're going to notice is I actually grab a Spore contract and cancel it. So this is going to be my first tip of the day other than the Scorcher. So first of all, if you don't see a bounty contract, all you need to do is go grab a separate contract, any kind, and cancel it. And it's going to regenerate a contract in the tier 3 zone. There should always be at least one contract, so it's easy to find a bounty. Now, the second tip to this glitch, and also one of the requirements, is the flamethrower. Now, this attachment is called the Jack Purifier. If you want to know how to unlock it, go check out my video on that. It will be in the description down below. Long story short, it is an armory unlock, and you need to make sure that you have it. Now, if you triple Pack-a-Punch a weapon that has it on, then you can kill these bounties in a matter of seconds. You saw how quickly I actually deleted a Mega Abomination, and you'll see here that was me actually canceling a contract and the bounty showed back up. So let's see how fast I actually can get a kills here. So I've gone ahead and grabbed it, and then in about like 10 seconds I'm over to my actual target. Now, I got lucky during this game and I was able to get a lot of lesser enemies such as mimics or disciples. So it's very, very easy to do these contracts and they pop off very quickly. Now, if you have, again, that triple Pack-a-Punch flamethrower, it is an absolute insta kill in tier 3. It is so easy to use. Now, in between each one of these contracts, you need to make sure that you are going to an ammo cache. Why? Because the flamethrower can only be refilled using an ammo cache, not even ammo on the ground. Now, that may seem like a huge inconvenience. It is absolutely not. It will take you about 20 seconds to actually refill your ammo in between these contracts. So you should just be firing off and going left and right over and over again, making sure that you are knocking out these contracts, canceling existing ones if you don't see a bounty contract, and then grabbing the bounty contracts. It took me about 30 minutes to get about 150,000 essence. That is in no time. That is super easy. It's easily the fastest way, because keep in mind, each time that I'm doing this, let's just presume it's the minimum every time, I'm getting 10,000 essence. So that means I only need to do 15 contracts. And while that sounds like a lot, it is actually extremely easy. So once you get that 150,000, go ahead and make your way over to your friend. Now, in this case, again, I have an alt account, so it is super easy. I just had him hide in this crane. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share all the essence that he has with my main account. Now, the purpose of this is because obviously on my main account, I'm prepared. But one thing that I do want to point out is I have a large rucksack in my rucksack, as well as a Tombstone soda can. Now, the large rucksack is kind of worthless. I'm going to explain why in a second, because a lot of people will think using this method, it's actually useful. I highly suggest that you just forego it altogether, especially if you have all of your crafting schematics, right? Like if you have your gold schematics and things of that nature, I highly suggest that you don't even waste your time with it. However, with the Tombstone soda, I highly suggest that you do bring it. So what you're going to do is make sure that you have Tombstone that you purchased from the machine on your main character, or let's say player 1. They go down and they plead for help. Now make sure that you have the Tombstone soda can in your rucksack at this point. Otherwise, you just need to make sure that you have all of the essence from your entire team consolidated. In this case, again, it's about 160,000 for me. And the reason for that is because what we're going to be doing right now is I'm actually duplicating the items right now. If you don't know what the unlimited essence glitch is, this is the portion of the glitch where it actually glitches out. This is absolutely not a feature. I'll always have those stray people say that this is a feature. You're telling me it's a feature that I can double 150,000 essence? Like that's not a feature. But anyway, so what you want to do is make sure that you've pled for help. So you give up, plead for help, and then have your friend pick you up. Now at this point, you can dump everything that you have. Nothing that you have on your player once you've gone down and pleaded for help matters. You could play out the game if you want. You're gonna have to end the game in a certain way, but go ahead and share the Tombstone soda, get your friend to drink it, and they're gonna go down and repeat the same exact steps that you just did, right? So now they have 160,000 essence. They go down, plead for help after they've drank this Tombstone soda can. All right, so they don't actually have to go to a machine. They could go sit in a corner the whole game while you're gaining this essence, but they need to go down and then plead for help. Now at this point, once you've both pled for help, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go down and you're going to fully die. Now you're going to lose your insured weapon, so I highly suggest in this first game that we're still in right now, you make sure that you get all of the essence that you need. Now, in my opinion, that number is 150,000. So if you have 150,000 essence like I have, then you are good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go down. Now you don't need your essence or your items or whatever. I could have dropped everything and gone down at this point. You're gonna give up and just wait for the plea for help timer to run out. So again, you went down, pled for help, got picked back up while having Tombstone, and then you just simply die to leave the game. So once we've actually left the game, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to that area. Now this is just an example. I just wanna show, yes, you lose everything that you have as well as your insured weapon. So just know that for this very first game. At this point, you don't need to bring anything into the game. In fact, I would highly suggest that you don't. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all of my stuff. I went ahead and applied the large rucksack, but you'll notice that now it's gone from my rucksack. So that's why it's worthless, right? Because any subsequent games, you're gonna either have to go to a buy station in tier 3 and buy a large rucksack so that you can either put it in your rucksack or just simply apply it so that you can hold a large rucksack full of items, or you're going to have to do something alternative. So I would highly suggest that you don't do that. Just take a small rucksack worth of items into the game if you want to duplicate items as well. This is more about the essence, and we all know that that is more important anyway, because ultimately you can craft items, you can't craft essence. So here I am repeating the steps. You can go back for the more detailed explanation if you want it, but as you can see, I have Tombstone soda. I went down and pled for help and gave my friend all of the essence. Now I'm going to give him the Tombstone soda. He's going to repeat the steps. You could see that he pled for help. Again, I highly suggest that you leave before you even go down for the first time in each game, because what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to know when they've actually fully pled for help, because if you pick them up before they plead for help, then you will actually lose that Tombstone. So each time that you repeat this process, you're actually going to be doubling your essence. You can see at the bottom left of the screen, you will go down, and I have 300,000, and then I'm going to pass it over to my friend and he's going to go down. Now you may have noticed I did this twice. That was because, again, like I said before, I messed up all my pleading. So it actually took me 4 games. If you don't mess up, it takes you 3 games. So just know that whenever you go down and plead for help, then you get picked up, and then you go down and die. So go back and make sure you follow those steps. But what it's going to do is it's going to give you 900,999 essence in a matter of 3 games, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to gain 160,000 or 150,000 in essence. You're going to double that to 300 in the first game, because obviously you're both going to die with 150. Then the next game you're going to double 300k each, and then the next game you're going to double 600k each, and you're going to have some essence that you're going to have to leave on the ground. So I'm just going to be going over what's going on with the acquisition stash glitch, just an explanation as well as what not to do. Now there's been a method going around with forcing your items into your acquisition stash using a sigil. There's also been a patch for the Tombstone duplication glitch, so make sure you check that out at the top right in the description down below. But this method using the sigil has been screwing people a ton. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you comment down how big your acquisition stash is. I'm really curious to see where everyone got stuck. Mine, I actually got up to 100. I used to have over 200, but I used most of my items trying to record videos for glitches. So you can see here I actually have 99 out of 100, and I'm actually able to store a singular item into my stash before I go back and try another item. Now there's a reason for these things to happen, alright? Some of the items that are in your acquisition stash currently, for whatever reason, are counting as legit. There are some that are not. The point of the matter is that wherever you're at in your acquisition stash, you likely will not be able to exceed. Now, if you're able to do that using a sigil, I'm going to tell you in a second why that's a bad idea and why you should not be doing it. You can go ahead and do it yourself if you want, but there's a reason why people are losing items in their exfils. Whenever you go to exfil normally, you may have noticed, most of you honestly may have noticed, that a couple of items or a singular item will disappear from your rucksack. There is an actual reason for that, and I will go through that today. So you can actually see here on my acquisition stash on this video, I have 11 out of 10. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my acquisition stash and select items until I figure out which one is which. So you saw I just switched for the VR and went back up to 12. I took out this crystal and it went back to 11. Then I searched through and did it again. Typically, whenever you swap items, they're towards the front. So I'm going to go ahead and try a couple at the back just to make sure that none of them are there. Typically, again, they will be at the top of the list. But once I go ahead and try this a few times, I'm going to notice that another crystal actually is counted. So you'll see this dog bone doesn't count. Let's go ahead and try something else. Maybe I go to the back and I try this crystal. No, there's 12 out of 10. I have over 100 items, so this may take you a couple of minutes. But once you find it and figure it out, you'll notice that it actually counts down towards 10. Now, what your goal here is to actually get it down to 10 out of 10, because when it is 10 out of 10, your items will not disappear. And you can hold me to this. When you go in the game and you do the Tombstone duplication glitch like I have in the other video, make sure that your stash is down 10 to 10. Now, if you go and you normally exfil and take your items out to then take them back in and do the Tombstone again, you will notice that none of your items will disappear. But if it is above 10, then they will definitely disappear. You will have a minimum of one item disappear depending on how much you're over 10. So for example, if you're at 12 out of 10, 2 items will disappear every single exfil. And again, you can hold me to that. You can look it up, guys. Just keep watch and be aware. And that's pretty much it, guys. A new method for exfil boosting was found for Season 2 Zombies, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how you can do it today. Make sure that you do this before it gets patched if you want camos on your weapons, because this is extremely useful, and you don't even need to go to the upper tiers to do it, but you can do this in Tier 2 and Tier 1. So let's get into the requirements for this glitch. So first and foremost, you need to obviously have an exfil site. Now this needs to be one of those typical helicopter exfils, so make sure that you find it. You can find these in Tier 2 and Tier 1. So once you've made your way over there, make sure that you start clearing out zombies. When you call in exfils, we all know that some zombies start to pop up. This is a normal amount of zombies, as you can see, just to gauge kind of if or not this is a glitch for some of you, because I know that some people struggle to actually see when things are the way that they should be or not in zombies, especially with all these glitches coming out. Trust me, it's going to be night and day different. So you can see here, I have maybe about like 20 zombies, maybe 15, somewhere around there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hop onto the helicopter to trigger it to go a little bit faster. So you hop on and hop off. That'll kind of kill some time off of that timer, and it will start taking off. Now this is about the right amount of zombies. I would suggest that you pull them away from the helicopter. You want to make sure that they are alive after the helicopter pulls off. So again, 10 plus zombies should be good. Don't have all of them there, but you essentially want to wait for this helicopter to fly away. Now the best way to gauge this, I found, is while it's flying away, just wait for the sound to actually go away. So once you start hearing it fade out, you want to fire your Scorcher up in the air and fly away. Now this is why a Scorcher is useful. It's usually useful in most glitches, and I highly suggest that you use it for this glitch. If you have a car, I guess maybe that would work as well, but the Scorcher, you can get out of the area fast, and what you're actually glitching is how Modern Warfare 3 Zombies despawns in PC. So if you fly away a full send on your Scorcher, I believe that should be enough. You're pretty much timing to get back whenever the green smoke pops up. Now it doesn't need to be perfect. I found I've showed up early, I've shown up late, it still works just as good. So you're gonna see me fly back over here, and let's see how it affects this spawn rate. So once you get back to the site, make sure that you call in the exfil immediately. Now what you're going to notice is going to happen is the zombie spawn rate will absolutely explode. So this is extremely useful if you're doing this solo. I would highly suggest that you do this solo. However, you can do it with a team. You all just need to do that flying away portion of this glitch where you fly away and leave 10 zombies. You need to fly away at the same time. And the reason for that is pretty simple. So just as an example, let's say that a random player is still in this zone whenever I'm trying to do this glitch. If I try to leave 10 zombies behind, those 10 zombies won't actually despawn. Now the reason for this is pretty simple. You may have noticed it when you drive around the map fairly quickly. What you'll notice is that zombies will spawn in front of you. Not only is that as designed, that's also a way for the game to save resources on their servers. The whole reason for that is, why would you have zombies in an area where players aren't? That's how they clearly coded this game. That's the same reason why when you're flying with your parachute into certain areas, you'll notice zombies will then spawn whenever you land. And that's all what this has to do with. So you leaving those 10 zombies behind, they need to despawn, and then you need to come back and trigger the exfil again. Now, if you repeat this process every single time, it takes about 30 seconds to fly away and fly back. It's extremely quick. So this is by far the best way to actually grind camos. You can get this amount of zombies constantly. It's actually a little bit intense. I would highly suggest that you do it in tier 1 if you don't have a ton of camos unlocked. Now, I know there are certain requirements for certain camos, but most of them, definitely a majority of them, you can do in tier 1. And I'm about to show you guys one of the coolest glitches that has come out so far. So first of all, if you haven't already watched it, make sure you watch my Tombstone duplication glitch video. I highly suggest that you do this every single game because it's going to be needed if you want to always have a scorcher available. That will be the first requirement for this glitch. So make sure you go ahead and bring a scorcher into the game. Now this glitch can be done solo or with a team, it does not matter, but this is a solo glitch after all. You can do this on your own. Each player can do this at the same time, and what this will allow you to do is go across the map within seconds. It is very, very quick. It's honestly a very impressive glitch. So what I want you to do first is make sure you have that scorcher equipped. You're also going to need a flawless Ethereum crystal or the essence to upgrade your weapon to level 3. You're going to need this at max pack-a-punch level. Alright, so once you found yourself to a flat area, just not anywhere near skyscrapers, you'll see why in a second. Make sure that you apply your Pack-a-Punch level 3 crystal before you actually do this glitch, or just use the essence on a Pack-a-Punch machine to level up your gun to level 3. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this correctly and how to do it wrong. So first of all, what you want to do to actually get into the glitch is fire your scorcher and continue to hold the button until you fired it 3 times. And what's going to happen now after this latest patch is you're actually going to be floating in the air like you are in Warzone. Now this isn't all to the glitch. You need to do this correctly or else you will down yourself because there are a lot of hills on this map. So let's go through it now. So the mechanics of this glitch are pretty simple. When you hit the top of the curve, so to speak, whenever you're flying up in the air, you will actually see that here. So watch, I float up, 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 and here I go start floating down. As soon as you start floating down, you want to pull your parachute, cut it, and then hold the button to fire. And what's going to happen is you'll only need to fire it once each time, and you essentially will keep recharging. But what you want to make sure that you do at the very least is wait until your scorcher has charged about 3 ticks. So let's watch me do this a little bit better because this was me getting used to it. So let's watch. Alright, so here I am at the exact opposite end of the map, and what I'm going to be showing you guys here is I literally don't even hit the ground, but I'm also going to show you how fast you can get across the entire map with this glitch. So what you want to do again is wait until you get to the actual top before you start floating down. Then you want to pull your parachute like I do here, cut it immediately, hold the button, and you will continuously fly through the map. Now I would highly suggest that you let the curve kind of happen a little bit like this so that you're almost like hopping across the map like you're a giant, right? Think of it that way because that will get you the fastest times across the map. I highly suggest doing that. Don't just pull at the top, pull a little bit after once you start getting used to this. But I would highly suggest if you don't want to die at all, just follow those simple instructions. Pull as soon as you get to the top, cut, and then fire your scorcher off again and just keep holding it like that. Now when you're floating up in the air like right here, you don't need to be holding the scorcher button. You just need to do it as soon as you cut because your scorcher will slowly come out and you want to make sure that your player is firing that sucker immediately. So if you guys, today we have an unlimited XP glitch that is very easy to do and it will help you get all of your Borealis camo challenges done. Now you can sit in this XP glitch and just be AFK if you want and only click one button every few minutes. I'm going to show you guys the absolute optimal way of doing this glitch and why it is so important that you do this before they patch it. Now this is located in the tier 3 zone, so make sure that you gear up and let's go over some of the requirements to this glitch. Alright, so number one, we are in the tier 3 zone, and what you're going to need is either a spore control contract or an outlast contract, and I highly suggest that you go with the outlast contract, which we will go through in a minute. But make sure that you have whatever weapons that you want to level up, as well as the gear that you need. You will be able to pick up ammo from the zombies in this glitch, so don't worry about that. As long as you have the guns that you would like to level up, you are good to go. Now, the only other thing that I suggest is that you grab a dog bone if you want to do the AFK. So again, the AFK version of this glitch definitely requires a dog. However, if you don't want to do the AFK glitch and you want to get all your camo challenges, you do not need a dog bone. You just need an upgraded weapon. Whether you do the duplication glitch, which I'll include in the description below, for money, and you just simply upgrade your weapons immediately and head to the red zone, you can get all your camo challenges that way. But it is located in the courtyard as shown here. You can see my green dot in the middle of the screen, so make sure you go there. This is the only location in which you can do it, and what you're going to want to look for is an excavator on the edge of the building. And I'm going to show you in a second what you need to do to get this to work properly, because there is a little bit of canceling contracts and a little bit of trickery that you may need to go through. So let's go through that now on how to actually do this glitch. Alright, so you want to make sure that you have a tier 3 outlast contract, like I said, and you want to make sure that you are at the larger courtyard. You'll notice that this courtyard right here is not the one that you need. I'm telling you, this location is not what you want. If you get the outlast contract and it gets pointed there, what you want to do is pull up your map and then hold whatever button is at the top right to cancel the contract, like I just did. And what's going to happen is momentarily there should be a separate contract that shows up on the map. Alright, so I'm not sure if this is the exact place that it always shows up, but you can notice the excavator below me. This is the correct courtyard. You've already seen it on screen, but I will show it again. And so where you're going is to grab this outlast contract that's nearby, and it will pop up in that building in the correct larger courtyard. So once you get over to the outlast contract, you want to quickly activate the PND device and then run up to this doorway at the top of the boxes right behind it. And what you're going to do is step in and out until you get above 15%. And the reasoning behind that is simply that it limits zombie spawns up until then. So once you get that up to a little bit over 15, run it up there and then step out and let it run to 0. Now, once it's ran out, what you want to do is hold to cancel the contract, which can be found on your map. It's very, very easy. Once you've canceled that, make sure that it's at 0% when you do so. And the last step to this glitch is you want to jump under this excavator inside of the courtyard, and the zombies won't be able to hit you. And the reason why you want to combine these two things is because when you get Outlast up past 15%, the maximum amount of zombies that will spawn will continue to spawn. And you'll notice here, they will continue to flow in. Now, one of the best parts about this glitch is that you can get those bounty contracts. Hey, you can actually kill the abominations with ease and get all of the rare drops in this glitch as well. Just make sure that you're laying down if you're going to do that. But there are two main methods that you can actually apply to this glitch. So let's go through both of those right now. So the first method I'm going to show you guys is the AFK XP method that you can do with this glitch. And what you're going to need is a dog bone for the pet dog, as well as healing aura, which you see at the bottom right of my screen. And this will allow you to not have to click anything except for every maybe 5 minutes, and otherwise your pet dog will literally kill everything around you. So what you want to do is obviously spawn that dog, do the Outlast glitch that I just showed you, come under the excavator just for safety, and simply heal your dog, because every single time that your dog gets a kill, it adds to your healing aura. And you'll see this in a second. I will heal my dog, and then after that he will gain at least about like a fourth of his health. So it is very easy to do. You can see right there, you just apply the health to your dog, he will keep killing. You can see the XP just racking up, and with this Outlast glitch you just have a stream of zombies constantly coming. And if you have the Aether knife, you will never run out of ammo, even in this where no zombies are coming near you. So the second method I'm going to show you guys is obviously the camo method. You want to make sure that, one, you're bringing in whatever weapon you want to level up, as well as upgrading said weapon to whatever level that you need for tier 3, which I suggest double pack-a-punch. It works the quickest, and it just allows you to level up your weapon as quickly as possible, as well as get all of the kills that you need for Borealis camos.